Running's Bullshit. I'm Stewart.
And I'm Amy, and you're listening to the podcast that loves to hate running. This is episode 165, and this week we're talking about pheasants, not peacocks, sacral insufficiency, stress fractures, regency illnesses, and a real-life sighting of a running legend.
Spoiler alert, not either of us. Because no one sees us. I've just been renewing some memberships and things like that recently. It's kind of that time of year to be looking at that kind of thing. And I just thought how, like simple and accessible and easy running is. I realised I'm a member, this might just be me, I'm a member of Welsh Athletics from my club, the British Masters Athletics Association, the Welsh Fell Runner Association, and the British Sled Dog Sport Federation.
Oh my God.
I just love a membership. Yeah. If I can go to an AGM, count me in. I'm there, mate.
Yeah, I'm like absolutely the opposite of that.
You could not be less interested in membership. Hasn't a friend of the podcast, Jen Danger Harding, been trying to sign you up to a club recently as well?
Yes, and also it's a club that's like an actual running club. It's not some social club. It's like an actual serious running club that she's trying to persuade me to be part of. I'm like, I would not fit in there whatsoever. I would fucking hate that.
And first of all, there's people there.
Yeah.
And if for a start, that puts you off, clearly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Secondly, they're a decent club. I mean, they've got a wide range of runners, as all clubs kind of do. But it's just, I just love the how insistent she was about this would be a great idea for you. And you're just like, no, clearly not. I mean, I joined in on WhatsApp just to bully you a little bit because that's fun. But it's not going to happen, is it?
No, I'm not in my club era. I'm in my hermit era. Everyone leave me alone. I've literally moved out of a city so that I don't have to see people anymore. I'm not going to then go and surround myself with people by choice. So definitely not like a proper running club where people really care about how well they're running. That is not me whatsoever. I would not. Could you imagine going on one of their long runs and I'm just dilly-dallying, taking pictures, falling over? No, it just wouldn't work. I think they'd kick me out. So
all those associations and memberships I've got, I wonder if I'm the only person with all four of those. I think that's a decent range. Welsh Athletics is obviously kind of very broad. Masters Athletics, very specific. Fell running and sled dog sport, basically it just means canicross. I reckon there's probably no one else with all four of those, but looking forward to some AGMs coming up soon because, I love that kind of thing. And I also go to another set of committee meetings to do with running as well. And I'm also on my club committee. So, I love a meeting. That's really what running is all about for me.
What's the saying? I wouldn't want to be a member of any club that would have me as a member. So, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Classic Amy Marks. Before we go on, I just want to do a shout out. I'm not even sure she listens. I think she listens to proper podcasts. My friend Kerry Merwood won the Marathon Aurora yesterday, and I'm so excited about it. I was doing a race the other day myself, and as I came back, checked my phone, checked the results. At the first checkpoint, she was winning, and I wasn't fully expecting, so I didn't know what the field would be. And I actually did a little jump up and down. I was so excited, and I was watching it all day then, watching it on the tracker. And she absolutely destroyed it. She ran Marathon Aurora in under 3 hours. I think one of only maybe 5 women to run it under 3 hours. It's one of the fastest times ever. A massive win, and just so deserved because she just works harder than anyone else. She puts in like back-to-back 180k weeks. She's an absolute machine, and obviously this will be coming out after this has happened, but go back on your Channel 4, whatever Channel 4 on demand or whatever that's called now, because you can look for this race will be on S4C, so it's in Welsh with English subtitles. But what I really love about this, beside the fact that my friend won the race, I love this, they do a full hour on Marathon Aurora, and it's all about just all of the runners, and a lot of it is about the actual leaders of the race. And what I love is because I don't think many races get TV coverage. I mean, the London Marathon does, probably like the Great North Run probably gets some, but as I've wanged on about before in these races, they focus fully on the elite runners, the very people at the front, and the novelty and charity runners, and nothing else. But this race is club runners. There's no real elite runners there. And so it's a full hour dedicated to like just the runners that are in this race and the kind of the stories. And as I always say, people with full-time jobs that then go up and do these massive races, and they get a proper hour of coverage. And I don't think that really happens anywhere else as far as I know. And that's why I really love it. I think they're very, very relatable. I can't wait to see her interview Yeah, because they interview each of the podium places. I'm just so looking forward to seeing her. Even though she is just like ice cold when she runs, she will be giving nothing away on her face. There will be no drama. It will just be pure efficiency. But yeah, absolutely cannot wait. Have a go back and watch of that, because it's really, really good every year to watch it and just see some proper club runners, some proper club running. And yeah, it's a really hard marathon. I'm just so happy to see that.
Under 3 hours is insane for that marathon. Absolutely insane.
And yeah, she's going to be on Wikipedia. Like, there's a list on there of the previous winners, and I'm like, oh, she's going to be on there soon. And yeah, only I think 4 other women have run quicker. Incredible. She's going to qualify for the London Championship race again through Marathon Aruri, which not many people do. Anyway, let's catch up the last episode. I said how I got confused at cross country, where someone just behind me was called Stewart and was also getting cheered, and we had this response. They said, I had the same situation at Margam Cross Country. Thought I was quite popular with all the shout-outs, but turns out my name is quite a popular name in South Wales, and think there were 3 of us in close proximity. That came from Gareth Jenkins.
Yeah.
There are probably 24 men in that race called Gareth Jenkins.
I remember when I was doing some summer work in a university, well, just before the summer, and it was a Welsh university. And one of the things I was doing was sorting out the the degree certificates for the award ceremonies in alphabetical order. And I was like, it was like Gareth Jones and Gareth Jenkins, all the Jones and Jenkins and the Gareths. And I was like, there must have been, this was for the,
Jones,
Jenkins. This was for like the entire university, you know? So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Because not only would they be loads in the university, of course, but often there'd be quite a few on the same course if it was a big course. I'm like, how do they know when to go up and take and get their degree? So, yeah, definitely. It needs to be a bit more imaginative, the Welsh, don't they?
Yeah. Although I have been looking at cross-country results a lot recently. I've been doing a lot of work with that and looking at all the juniors results as well. There are some names in those that have been very, very interesting. Obviously, I'm not going to name any here because that's not really fair. But kids' names these days are hilarious. Sorry to be an old person about it, but there's some very funny names that I will tell Amy off recording.
Yes, definitely. Because I know there's lots of rules about what you can call your kids, but it doesn't stop people from being quite...
I don't think there are. Not in the UK. I don't think there's many
really?
rules.
Oh, is it? Maybe I'm thinking of like America where there are stricter rules.
I think some places there are, yeah. Some places they do have quite strict rules, but here there's not.
Oh God, I hate that. Like, why aren't the parents thinking? I guess there'll be lots of kids that will be called similar things, so it doesn't really matter. But I do think, like, what are the parents thinking?
I mean, like, there are thousands of kids, especially in America, called some variation of unique, and they'll spell it in various different ways to be more unique. But there's actually thousands of others because they've had exactly the same idea. I love all that. Hilarious.
Grant Hood says, sad news for anyone who's on tenterhooks after my magic Portaloo anecdote. It had been taken away when I ran past on Saturday morning. Luckily, I didn't need a visit anyway, so everything was fine. Oh, God.
Everything was fine this time.
Yes, maybe they were listening and thinking, Jesus Christ, that's not why we put that there. Quick, hide it outside.
Get it out. Andy Nichols said, on the subject of race condiments, as keen as mustard events always include a lovely sachet of English mustard in their race bag for swim runs. Lovely.
Good.
Completely approve of that.
Yeah, I'd be really pissed off if I did an event by As Keen as Mustard and there wasn't mustard.
Of course, yeah.
You know?
If you're going to throw that in the name, you got to be giving some mustard away. I mean, a little bottle or a jar rather than a sachet, maybe. Hopefully the winners get a jar, like a little trophy they can hold above their heads.
Yeah, down it. like in racing, they shake the mustard up and like put it all over each other.
Or perhaps after a swim run, you're cold, rub that mustard on you, warm you right up, probably.
Yeah, that's probably how it works.
Nice and spicy.
Karen Spackman has some pheasantry facts. Pheasantry. Excellent. I know I said peacock several times, and then I was running with Jen the other day, and she's like, "You said peacocks to me as well." I don't know why, because the thing is, it's not even like a puss sound. The one's like a fuss sound. One's. I don't know why I kept saying peacocks. Anyway, some pheasantry facts, because we were talking about pheasants last time. At least we were supposed to be. So she says the pheasant season starts on the 1st of October. So gamekeepers will be releasing the birds from the rearing pens. That explains why I saw so many of them just flying around. The birds tend to stay near their pens or find feeders. Gamekeepers try to keep them on their estates. There will be very large groups of them around at the moment, as they are the new kids on the block and have not dispersed yet. Peacocks and guinea fowl are used as guard birds. If you have heard them calling, you'll understand why. Oh my goodness. You know what? I have seen guinea fowl. I remember, and I might have spoken about it on a podcast, I was running on a I was on a road actually, on a country lane, and there was a guinea fowl right in the middle of the road, and I thought it was weird because it was squaring up to me and the dog, like making this noise at us, and I was like, this bird is mad. And it wasn't even that big. I was like, what is it doing?
Doing its job.
Yeah. I took a picture of it, and somebody said, oh, it's a guinea fowl. So, but it was a small, maybe it was a little, I don't know how big they're supposed to be, but it was properly like stood in the middle of the road being like, come on then.
Back the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Don't try me.
Okay, so a white pheasant is called a leucistic. That's probably not right, is it?
No idea.
Anyway, pheasant, which is a colour mutation caused by a lack of melanin. That makes sense. There is usually a large fine if anybody shoots one of these. Oh my goodness, that's why they're not. Oh, that's interesting. The pheasant season ends in February the 1st, so a top tip is to keep your dog on a lead in pheasantry areas. Gamekeepers tend to carry guns. Yeah. It sounds like Amy had a very lucky encounter with such a friendly farmer. Yes, I did. Yeah, Jesus, because this is like a whole thing. I think if I'd had the dog, maybe it would have been a different story. But I think if I had the dog, I probably would have turned around because they were everywhere. Pippin would have been going completely mental. So I think I would have turned around anyway. But yeah, that's interesting. That is. I'm not being sarcastic. That is very interesting. Thank you.
This is the number one pheasant podcast around. It sounds to me like we need to start breeding some white pheasants, a lot more of them, because then they can't shoot them. No. And if they're all white, eventually they won't be able to shoot any of them.
No, exactly.
And they can fuck off and stop shooting things for fun.
Yeah, I feel quite bad. You know what? When I was running on that land I shouldn't have been running on, there was like little shooter hideouts and stuff and all sorts. It was properly set up, and yeah. So I said to him rather naively, I'm like, are they for eating? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh. I'm thinking, why else would you breed fucking pheasants? Why else would, just for fun? And like, he did say though, like I said last time, he said, we don't eat the white one though. I'm like, oh, good. The white one is spared. Sure.
Well, we need to make them all white, or we need to go around painting them. It'd be like a cartoon. We'll go around painting all the pheasants white, and they won't be able to eat any of them. And also on the last episode, just loads of people talking about slow horses still, which neither of us have made any effort to find out anything about. So, sorry, it's probably good.
Everyone's like, you haven't seen slow horses? Okay, I'm sorry. But there are TV shows that are like water cooler TV shows that everyone's talking about. No one's talking about fucking slow horses that I know.
No, I work from home, so I don't talk to anyone. So.
Okay, well, I guess that's a sign that I am becoming more reclusive, is I haven't heard of slow horses. I'm living in a cave, so... But I don't know. I don't know whether people are talking about slow horses.
I mean, you live in the country now. You've got actual slow horses to deal with.
Yeah. I was out in the woods.
As if you can figure out what a horse is. Or
I was in the woods yesterday with Pippin, and there was like a... Honestly, we were out running, and this horse ran. Now, it had a rider on its back, but you know when you're normally out and you see a horse coming and they're just walking and there's a line of them, and I always put Pippin on one side. Mm-hmm. I was running and I could hear gallop, like fast galloping. I'm like, what is that? This woman went behind this horse. She was legging it down this fire track, like going. I've never seen anyone go so fast on a horse through a forest. I've only seen them going very slowly, and obviously they're designed to do that. But you sort of imagine them going over fields and stuff on a hunt or something like that. But yeah. I forgot that happened actually until this was mentioned. So yeah, I saw a very fast horse the other day through the woods. I've never seen anything like it. I was on the phone to Freya and I was like, this horse just legs it past me with a woman on its back. Like it was insane.
It's quite nice sometimes. I've seen at the beach them people doing that, riding the horses. They're just like big stretches of beach and just absolutely galloping down that. And that does look pretty cool. I mean, horses do look kind of terrifying and awful for some reason. I don't like the idea of riding a horse at all. But you know, when you see them galloping, you're like, that does look really cool, to be fair.
It was a bit scary. It was very close. It wasn't a very particularly wide trail to be doing it on, but she was like, fuck it, I can do it here. Who's going to stop me? I'm a big horse.
Get in the way. You're getting trampled. You're going down.
Jeez.
Let's try and have a little relax. Let's try and calm down then with the tea update. We're partnered with Bird and Blend Tea, and that means we'll tell you what tea we're drinking. If you like the sound of it, you can go to runningsbs.com/tea, click on the links, and buy that tea if you want, or a different tea, or no tea at all, or go somewhere else and buy tea. But don't go to the shop and buy tea, because we don't get any money if you do that. But if you go to the website, we do get money, and we like that, because we like money. Amy, what are you drinking?
I am drinking peppermint cream. I had a very nice listener send me a massive bag of peppermint cream. I think they said, I can't remember what they said, whether they didn't like it or something. So they sent it to me, which was very, very kind of them to do. It was opened, so I was like, Freya was like, are you just going to drink tea that's been sent to you that's open through the post from somebody you've never met?
Of course.
I don't think I've met them in real life, that you've never had you met in real life. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
You like free tea, mate? What are you talking about?
A massive bag of tea. So yeah, that's what I'm drinking. It's one of my favourites actually, so I really appreciate that. But if I die, then just go.
Or if the recording stops very quickly, or if there's some strange squelching noises, we'll know why.
Yeah. We haven't confirmed they're not a Russian spy and it's not laced with cyanide. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm having, a random peppermint tea that's been sent in by a listener.
Delicious polonium cream flavour.
Yeah, it's lovely. You can hardly taste the arsenic in it. It's fantastic. The mint masks it perfectly. So
that's smart.
Yeah. How about you?
I keep thinking, if anyone wants like a Halloween or seasonal recommendation from me, probably listen to Easter, because I'm drinking hot cross bun tea. I'm still drinking my Easter tea. Don't know why. That's just what comes out of the cupboard. But there's loads of nice seasonal teas. Go and drink one of them. They're very nice. Yes. Amy, what have you been up to?
I've had some nice runs this week. No trespassing. I've sticked strictly to the path.
Okay, good.
I have had some more adventures with, not crazy adventures, but with Plotter Route. I don't know what it is about, but I do like Plotter Route. I think it's really good. It's got a really good archive of runs on there. Some of the best runs that I've found have been through Plotter Route. But the two things they really like to see, these runners, firstly, we discussed last week, is riverbeds. They just like to put you in a riverbed, or what used to be clearly a riverbed. The second one is what is very clearly a downhill mountain biking trail. And even if there's no signs, it's very clear that that's what that's been designed for. Like the shape of it, the fact it's all downhill, the fact you can see the tyre marks suggests that that's what it's primarily used for. So I had, on my run last week at Chepstow Park Woods, like there was a bit, it was telling me to go down this track, and I was like, no way, mate. That is very clearly for mountain bikes. You could see, there was the main path, and you could see where the first bit of mountain bike path intersected with the main path, and then went down this bit, if you know what I mean. So I thought,
and then you said it's got like little zigzags all the way down, little berms they've built and things like that.
Yep.
I think there's a lot of like unofficial mountain bike paths being built now, isn't there? I find like most woods now has at least one little mountain bike run that someone's built.
Yeah, and there's signs up in a lot of these woods saying, be aware, there's unofficial bike paths here. And the thing is, if it's wide enough and it's got a public footpath sign near it, then I'll use it, because I'm like, fuck it, like this is for us, this is for the public as well. But some of them, you can very clearly see they've been built for that purpose, even if they're unofficial. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna risk it. But it just seems to be a thing with Plotter Route where it's riverbeds and a random mountain bike path that they'll lead you down, which is it keeps you on your toes. So I just sort of have to divert off it and design my own little route from there on. The other thing that happened, so like I said, I went to Chepstow Park Wood last week, and I went first thing in the morning, and I'd plugged my phone in the night before, but I didn't realise the switch was off at the wall. So it's only when I got to my run first thing in the morning that I realised I only had like 25% battery left on my phone. So I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Nightmare.
Yeah, I know. So safety,
horror story.
But like safety first though. I don't want to like fall and
is this like the spooky Halloween story?
Yeah, no, it's not.
The phone only had 25% battery.
It's like a stupid Amy doesn't. Yeah. Anyway. So I turned it on aeroplane mode while I was running for the majority of the way, because I'm like, if I sprain my ankle, if something happens, I need to be able to call for help. But towards the end of the run, I saw I've only got a couple of miles left. I can put my phone on, because once I get in the car, I can plug the phone into the car and it will charge in the car. So I'm just like, 2 miles left, listening to my music, running the battery down, get to the car, get in the car, try and put the key in the ignition, and the key won't turn at all. Like, it won't turn at all. And then the car was locking itself around me, so I'm like, for fuck's sake. I've literally ran my battery down to about 5%, and now my car won't start. So I rang Freya, and I'm like, Freya, you need to listen very carefully. I've only got a chance to say this once. I said,
God, imagine her heart rate at that point.
I said,
My God.
I said, you need to listen carefully. I'm going to explain what's happening with the car. I'm going to end this phone call. You need to then... I didn't say you need to. I said, can you please then Google it and call me back because I haven't got any battery. And I explained what was happening. And she went on ChatGPT, actually, because I had a quick Google, and Google was saying, your car battery's gone. It was saying that there's an obstruction underneath, or something like, it was saying all sorts of things. I'm like, oh my goodness. But Freya put it into ChatGPT, which, amazing, and it said that maybe just the steering lock was on.
Was it? Oh my God.
Yeah, so she said you basically put the key in the ignition, and then as you go to turn it, like wiggle the steering wheel as well. That fixed it. That did fix it.
That was my first thought. I thought, it can't be somebody stupid as that. Surely Amy would realise that.
No, I've only been driving for 2 years. This is all like, I know fuck all about cars. I'm like learning as I go along. And also, as most people know, I have this crazy driving anxiety that the car's going to blow up on me and go wrong, and I'm going to be stranded somewhere. That's like, I always stress that the car, something's going to happen while I'm driving it or before I start driving it. So straight away I'm like, oh my goodness. Now I know, obviously. And then when the car started, I couldn't plug my phone in because I don't know why, it wasn't working. I'm like, I'm not restarting the car. The car is on now. I need to get it home. And it was fine. But it was funny because so I didn't plug my phone in, so the radio came on, and I shit you not, the song that was playing was like that, things can only get better. Like that straight away. And I was like, oh my goodness, that was just yeah. So that was my little debacle after the run. I had just had that moment of, I've got 5% battery. I'm gonna have to, if the car's broken, I'm gonna have to call recovery, but my battery's not. Just this sheer panic. But it was just the steering lock. The steering lock had just become. But it's because I was putting the key in, and then the car was locking around me for some reason. It was like locking itself, which I thought was really I thought was really odd. I don't know why it did that. But yeah, so that was my little.
I think the last couple of weeks you are back on form for like weird, stupid stories.
I know, yeah.
Of things that could only happen to you.
Yeah, pretty much most runs, I have some sort of thing happen to me. Usually it's not actually on the run. Usually it's something around the run happening. But yeah, and then this week I went to Tinton, did a lovely run there. Nothing crazy happened, unfortunately. Stuck to the footpaths. It was really lovely. That's it.
Well done. Oh, that's nice. You had a lovely time. We're all pleased.
Yes, I made sure my phone was actually charged. Yeah. Anyway, how's your week been?
I went early this week. I went for my usual Tuesday morning trail run with my dog William. It's dark now in the mornings, so I had to wear a head torch. He has to wear his little reflective jacket, makes him look very cute. Anyway, I got right to the bottom of, there's a wood loop that I do, and right at the bottom of that hill, I really badly rolled my ankle, and I've not done that in years. It was a proper, I'm not sure if there was a bit of a crunch there or it was a bit of a stick or something, but I definitely heard something, and I had to kind of hop and like hang onto a tree to balance myself and call William back because he's always way ahead. And he was like coming hanging around me being like, what the fuck are you doing? Hurry up. But that was very, very sore. So I had to cut my run a bit short. I had to walk a good 5 minutes to kind of just wait. I did carry on kind of running on it a bit. So obviously it wasn't horrendous. I could run on it a little bit. I ran on a few more kilometres just to kind of get the run done. But then it was quite swollen. But it was annoying because it hasn't bruised in all this time. That was Tuesday, now it's Sunday. It didn't bruise in that time, so I couldn't take a good photo. And it was a bit swollen, but like not good enough for a photo. Because that was the unfortunate thing. Because sometimes, when you see someone posts like their swollen ankle after they've rolled it, and you're like, well, I don't know what your ankle looks like. I don't know if that's just, have you got normal fat ankles like that? I don't know.
You want to
and
be
I just
black.
Yeah, exactly. I want some bruising there. I want some mark on there. If it's just a swollen ankle, I'm like, well, I don't know what your ankles look like. I don't know if that's bad or not. You need to get both ankles in. So that's my tip. If you are going to take a picture of a swollen ankle, get both ankles in so we've got a comparison. Otherwise, it's just like, I don't know what they are. So yeah, I was looking at mine and it didn't look that swollen, but it was quite tender. So I didn't run for like 3 or 4 days, didn't really do anything. Very short walks for William, no running. And so obviously after I did all that, I went and did an obstacle course race on Saturday morning.
Of course.
So I thought that was the wisest way to recover. Because well, I've booked it, I want to do it. I'm not going to let a little swollen ankle stop me. So I bought an ankle support strap. So, if I got that on, I can basically do anything, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it'd be fine. Just holds it.
And the only perhaps some sport tape obviously would have elevated things even further. I probably could have sprinted the whole thing if I had a bit of sport tape, because that's what that's for you to ignore injuries. So I gave that a go. It was the Giddy Horse from Relish Running, basically the same one I did a few years ago. Remember the one that I thought I'd won? I did the first wave, led it, gun to tape, waited all day to see if I'd won, and then the second wave, 7 guys beat me in the second wave. So I was 8th and got nothing. I was very upset about it. So I did it again, but not racing it this time. Again, mostly because of swollen ankle. Don't want to be doing that again. This is much bigger than they did before. They seem to do loads of things with it. Like before, it was just the Chepstow steeplechase, but now it's an obstacle course race alongside a backyard ultra, a trail race, and canicross. I think there was a night trail race as well. I think basically they made this one loop, the 4.167 mile loop for the backyard ultra, and just had other shit going on all day, which is actually a really smart idea. Because you've got a backyard ultra going all day, but then they set off a trail race. So like obviously backyard is going at on the hour every hour, and so they set off the trail races at like 10:15 or 10:30, and so they kind of go in between. And while you've got that course set up, while you've got marshals out there, why not use it for loads of other races? I thought it was quite a smart idea. I didn't snap my ankle. That was a nice thing. As I said, I took it fairly gently. Got around it absolutely fine. The only thing was the obstacle course race wasn't very obstacle-y compared to last time. I think because they planned this route around making a 4.167 mile loop, that avoided, I think this, where it is around the Chepstow racecourse, has got some fixed obstacles. And I think that route they did avoided a lot of those, or kind of couldn't include them. So yeah, it was probably, I don't know, it felt like half the amount of obstacles I did last time. So it's a little disappointing. Like there was a good, at one point, 1.5 mile stretch of no obstacles. I'm like, I don't know, calling it an obstacle course race when you can run a 4-mile route and 1.5 miles of that doesn't have any obstacles at all, is a little bit disappointing. But the ones they were good. They were good kind of runner friendly obstacles. It was climbing and crawling basically. The swamp that they had last time was I think we only did about a third of it, and it only came to my knees, and that was very disappointing. Before it was like thick mud up to my waist that I could barely move through. This time it was just very cold water, which was still fun. That's obviously still the best bit. Going under some logs, basically dipping your face into water as you go under. That's always quite fun, that kind of thing. My absolute ambition is to do an obstacle course with my dog, a canicross obstacle course.
Yeah.
I want to know about those. The only ones I can find are up in like the northeast of England, which is way too far. I cannot be bothered to drive like 7 hours up there. I really, really want to do one of those. I would absolutely love that, or a swim run or something like that. But yeah, that was good fun. I wouldn't mind doing it again. I think it'd be quite fun to do as a race, because I do enjoy racing those kind of things. I had to look through the results. I was third in my age category out of a few people. I could have easily won my age category by a few minutes. I possibly could have challenged to win that one as well. I'm not really sure how fast I could have done it, but looking at the times, I'm like, yeah, I could have been around there. So I might look at doing it again the next year. But again, it was just not that obstacle. It was a little bit sad. And also, like, there was loads of people at the same time doing the trail race, and basically that was just the same as what we did without the obstacles. I just thought, how sad would you be? Because like you'd opt out of doing the obstacle course because I'm just going to do the trail race, but then you're running past all the obstacles. Surely a bit of you thinking like, oh, that does look quite fun. Just running past
the same route,
you just run straight past. You just run straight past them. And I just think like, surely you're going to be a bit sad to be running past them and being like, oh, that does look quite fun. I don't get to do that. I just thought it was a bit of a shame for them. But as a backyard ultra course, there's about 140 meters elevation in it. It was really pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I think it was it was like a 12-hour one. It wasn't like an infinite one like the recent World Championships. But yeah, it was all on trail. Oh, no, it was a little bit on road. Mostly trail, 140 meters elevation. So that's a pretty nasty one. And also, once they finished, they had to go... you kind of finish on the side of the race course itself. You'd have to go up a bit of a hill under the stand of the race course and up some steps into the marquee where all the stuff is. And I just imagine like after, your 9th hour, walking up, probably 15 steps and a little bit of a hill, kind of the same kind of elevation, it's going to get really nasty. Like, especially, and also and another thing on this ultra, if anyone wants to do a backyard ultra, perhaps have a look at this one. But the last mile is just a dead straight line downhill. It's downhill at least. But imagine like coming in on your 10th yard.
Yeah.
You can see the finish, looking at your watch. I've got 8 minutes to get there, turn it around and get back. And you can see it from so far away.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be hard. That would be really rough.
It sounds good, though.
Yeah, the event itself was good. It seemed to be pretty well organised. And as I said, I think it's just a smart idea. Well, while you've got that course set up, why not run a load of other events around it? Even night events. Because, like, well, we're there. People like doing night events. Okay, get a few more people in to pay. It's a good idea.
Yeah,
I like
definitely. I think it's good as well if, if that's your local race, to have all those options to choose from. So you can still do a local race, but,
And just for trail, you could do 4, 8 mile and half marathon. And then obstacle courses 4 and 8. Basically 1, 2 or 3 laps for all of these options as well.
Yeah.
And the food afterwards was really, really good. They were just giving away fuckloads of food. I got picked up toffee crisp, Kit Kat chunky, wagon wheel,
wagon wheel,
fruit. There was no, and they just kept bringing out different. Like, I would go over there, grab a toffee crisp, eat that. Then you put out some Kit Kats, and I fucking have a Kit Kat as well. And then I eat that, and you put out something else. I'm gonna have one of those as well. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure I've done a relish running event before, and I seem to remember it was really good.
They've got some really muddy ones coming up as well, and I really want to do one of those. They've got some really nasty, stupid mud runs, and yeah, I do fancy doing one of those. They're all kind of based, southeast Wales and southwest England. They do look quite fun. I'd have a look at those.
Yeah, I feel like I've done one near Bristol before, a trail race, and it was just really well organised, and lots of food and stuff like that.
They seem nice, yeah. Well, if you want to support us doing more silly muddy races like this, you could support us by going to patreon.com/runningisbullshit and donating money to us every month. No one new to the list this month, thank goodness. From last week, Rachel Bulmore and Helen Patricia both loved the Patreon song, which was good to hear, better than hearing us anyway. And Alice has a lovely BS bucket hat on the way to her as thanks. Now here is everyone who gave us money for some reason this month. Gemma Roberts, Mike Gascoigne, Ken Smith, Charlie Ember, oh god please stop singing, Kevin Scott, Tony Bates, Darren Milligan, Cat Williams, Erica Farris, Fergus Pete, Ruth Perkins, Bill, Tony, Paul, Mark Willis, Victoria Cousins, Spencer Hodge, Kiara Evans, Daniel Braun, Samantha Eklund, Cheryl Carrad, Alice Newstead, Graham Hackett, Nicky Jones, Annabelle Harbin, Tom Gavin Shaw, Viv Yellow, Pat Tootle, Tony Howells, Steve Robson, Jay Howells, Dewi Jenny, Tamara, Sedley, Chandra, Hunter, Andy, Nichols, Leeward, Matt Burrows, Rachel Bullmore, Francis Howell, Raymond Quinn, AP, Matt Jazioski, Andy Robbins, Gail, Silsham, Pollock, Adult, Karen Blade, Drew, Edis, HP, Liz Strand, Jason Smith, Sherry Rubbs, Kath Everett, Martin Kaplan, Victoria Magnus, Claire Dina, Ian Thompson, Neil Denton, Debbie, Hurley, Penny, Cecily, Gabby, Thomas Mayer, Karen Hamilton, Stewart, Stephen, Ruth, Baby, David, Owen. Rachel Bentley, Matt Newbury, Ian Hales, Paul Hibbert, Amanda Murray Hind, Lisa Gibbon, Julia Pace, Victoria Dick, Anthony Howe, Brian Simpson, Elliot Line, Larry Warren, Len Martin, Maria Wicks, Matt Lee, Charlie Everson, Chris Whitmore, Matt H. Matt Caffin, Angela Foster Swales, Liz Reed, Nikki Genders, Rich Stern J, Matt Garner, Matt Jones.
Don't forget to get in touch with your running bullshit on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Running is BS and let us know why you particularly hate running this week. Nikki Felton was at the Chicago Marathon and emailed to say, I saw PinSkinMan in real life. I have seen pictures on social media of PinSkinMan back at it again. At the Chicago
but the thing is,
Marathon.
wherever he goes, there are so many photos.
I know, and I always feel like, but we found him first. We found him first.
There's a couple of places where I've seen posts about it, and I've been like, if anyone's interested, episode 41 for the exclusive interview, I think, because I haven't really checked, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't spoken to anyone else. I don't think he's done anything else. He hasn't done interviews or...
He has an exclusive contract with us. He won't speak to anyone else.
I'm pretty sure. So I've been trying to drum up a bit of business for us, but no one's really interested because we're not a big enough account for anyone to pay attention to.
They said, couldn't quite believe it when I saw it, but looked it up and it was definitely him. He ran a 2:40:43 marathon. That's very good. He's very
and from
fast.
looking at his Instagram, he was really disappointed with that. I think he did his what he often does is go out way too hard, which is, I remember way back in the day when we were first told about him, he did that a few ultras in the UK. He would just go out so hard to the first 2 checkpoints and then duck out. But if anyone is not aware of PinSkinMan, if they're a fairly recent listener, I'm pretty sure it's episode 41. Go back and listen to that. He is a proper legend. A man who pins his race number to his bare chest.
And it makes him more aerodynamic, because if he didn't do that, he would have been doing a 5-hour marathon. You just...
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah, so... Simon Lewis also emailed to say, old person's injuries are bullshit. I've had a pain in my toe that won't go away. Fine to run on, but uncomfortable and painful after. Physio thought it was a stress fracture. Annoying, but a cool injury that I'm happy to share with non-running friends. I run so much, I snapped my toe. Hardcore. Well, rest and rehab for 5 weeks. Pain still there. MRI scan done. Result, no fracture. Yeah. However, arthritis in my big toe and gout in the second toe. How'd you get gout in your toe? Just in your toe. Oh my goodness. Fuck, I'm old. Gout. What am I? A geriatric from the 1800s. Gout, but just in your toe.
Like, well, yeah, it affects the joints. But I'm like, gout in this economy?
Yeah.
Someone's living well.
But the thing is, whenever I've heard people having gout, I never hear it in just one little... I know people get it in like...
Yeah, just
feet.
a single toe.
Yeah. But yeah, gout's painful, apparently.
Yeah, but who's got money for gout these days?
I don't know,
Who's got gout money?
Gout money.
No, the thing is, I think this is very similar to what I've got in my right big toe. I don't think it's gout, but I think it's kind of a arthritis there because I have very flat feet, and so it was my feet when they were bending and the toe was bending up, the toe was pointing outwards, kind of towards the other toes, and so as it was bending, it was just like wearing the joint because it was just bending at a non-straight angle, basically. And so I've been wearing insoles in my shoes for about 5 or 6 years, but my toe is starting to really hurt again, even with the insoles. And just outside of running, I'm just sitting here and it'll just hurt really badly sometimes. So I do kind of need to go to a physio again to see if there's anything I can do about that. Because I think at the time they said you can either like do these exercises and like try and strengthen the arches of your feet, or wear insoles. So I'm like, I wear insoles. Thank you very much. But now I'm at the point I'm like, perhaps I should actually do something about my shit arches of my feet. Perhaps that would help. So we had another email here. It says, hi, Amy and Stu. Just wanted to get in touch as I'm being personally attacked by Runner's World, sort of.
Aren't we all?
I'm sure you'll definitely remember a few months ago, I got in touch to say I'd broken my arse, brackets, sacral insufficiency stress fracture to be precise. I did this in April and it is currently October and I'm still taking 1 step forward and 5 steps back. I've had almost 7 months off running and finally got back to it via Couch to 5k, which honestly, as tedious as it sounds, I'm just grateful to do any running at all. That would be so frustrating to do Couch to 5k after running for years.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be so hard. I made it to week 4 and then my arse started to hurt again and I went into a massive spiralling nightmare and assumed this meant I will never be able to run ever again and my body is made of paper. To ease my worries, I've clicked on every single website on Google under the variation of the following searches. Sacrum stress fracture recovery time. When I can run again, sacrum stress fracture. Will I ever run again? Help. That's a worrying one. Yeah. Most of the stuff I've come across is sort of useless beyond the odd Reddit thread where I compare my injury to that of a 65-year-old man who does ultras for a living, whereas I'm a 27-year-old woman who did 1 marathon and vows never to again. Anyway, I came across one by Runner's World that really made me laugh. It's basically a Q&A format. I hate when they do this. They pretend it's a Q&A. I think The Guardian does this a lot and it's very cringy. Someone said they've got a sacral stress fracture. The person writing the article has recommended a very conservative return to running. Take 6 to 8 weeks off, then run every other day for 20 to 30 minutes, and then after 2 weeks, increase that to 40 minutes every other day. That's a total of 2 hours running in week 2 and 3, and then 2.5 hours afterwards. For context, week 4 of Couch to 5k has me running a massive 15 minutes per session. And after 7 months, my bum is still not happy. Anyway, I'll stop being bitter and would like you to both pray I make it to the full 10 weeks of Couch to 5k without snapping. Best wishes, Heather. We will pray. Thoughts and prayers are with you, Heather.
Yeah, and your ass. I mean, you're doing it the wrong way. You just come back and you just run 10 miles. It's fine.
Yeah, like, you know what you think you can do in your head?
Yeah.
That is what you should do.
Yeah.
Because it's mind over matter. So
Exactly.
just do what you always used to do when you injured yourself, and you should be fine,
Yeah. Yeah,
I think.
exactly. Easy.
That's how it works, isn't it?
I very much know that, Googling the injuries and just having that confirmation bias where you just look for the stuff that says,
Oh, yeah.
just go and do it.
I'm looking for a solution that I agree with.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a good, I'm not looking for the best solution. No, I don't like that one. Don't like that. Oh, this one? Yeah, I like that one. This person got healed, so I'm going to do that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's the one I'm going to listen to.
Yes, after rolling my ankle, I've done the obstacle course race, and on Tuesday I'm going to go and do the same run that I rolled my ankle on. But the clocks have just changed forward or back or something, so it should be lighter in the morning now. So I probably won't need a head torch for a while. But I'm going to go and do the same run that I rolled my ankle on, exactly the same run.
Yeah.
And see how that goes.
Yeah, but it's fine. Just keep doing the same thing you've always done. That's what we all do until we physically can't. Like, physically, somebody's had to amputate something from us, so we can't do it. It's...
Yeah, but at least then you've got some content out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
An amputation, that's a good story.
Yeah, exactly. And even amputation won't stop you. Just get one of those things and just carry on after that. Just keep going until you're more metal than man, Just keep doing it. It's the bullshit running.
Amy, good news. More companies are suing Garmin. This time it's Sunto. Don't know how to say that. The sports watch company has accused Garmin of violating 5 patents concerning respiration tracking and golf swing detection features, as well as the physical casing and antenna design of watches. Through the case, Sunto is demanding not only damages, but also a court injunction that would force Garmin to stop selling any devices that include the disputed technology related to these 5 patents. If this injunction comes to fruition, it would affect the sales of almost all Garmin fitness and outdoor watches. Clearly has no chance whatsoever.
I just love how everyone's just having a pop at Garmin now.
But something else I read about Garmin recently, because obviously the Strava one's been dropped, but as I've read about it, apparently Garmin are very good at winning these. Like, if anyone tries to sue them, they do not win. Garmin are very good at this, apparently.
Well, yeah, if they are stealing everyone's stuff, they probably do have, like, the best lawyers in the game. I mean, I'm being sort of, it's a bit of hyperbole, but I imagine it's quite difficult to say they definitely stole these features because, like we said last time, sports watches do certain things. That's what sports watches do, and their apps do certain things, and there's going to be crossover, so it's quite hard to say. It's like a kettle saying, well, you stole my idea for a kettle, you're boiling water, and I know it's more complex than that, and I know they can probably trace whether certain code is being used in the same way, but I imagine some of it will be coincidence or just the fact that they're creating a sports watch that's going to measure things, that other sports watches will also measure.
And also, this is something I also saw a video about recently, because that's how I learn everything, just by minute-long videos on Instagram, is it's really easy to sue someone. Like, I can sue anyone I want. All I need to do is file the paperwork and then issue a press release to say I've sued this person. And virtually all of those never come to anything. It's just me saying I'm suing someone, making some media out of it, issuing a press release, and that's what a lot of this is. It's just to get attention. It's not designed to ever go to court. Like, the huge majority of these never go to court, never even get settled. They just get dropped because they're just kind of done for attention. So it's possibly they just might be having a go at this as well, just to try and, I don't know, I'm not sure that Sunto are going to scare Garmin, but perhaps that's their intention. But this won't come to anything. This is not the downfall of Garmin.
No, and Sunto's sort of saying through this, like you say, like free advertising. Oh, we have golf swing detection features and respiration tracking.
Because every running website, every running watch blog, and everything like that, they're all talking about it, and that's kind of more the point of it. Yeah,
and I think, I might be wrong here, but I think Sunto might do cheaper watches than Garmin. At least they used to. They used to be like a more affordable option. So yeah, it's like a nice bit of, it's not free advertising because they've had to pay a lot of money probably to sue Garmin. But yeah, I'm quite interested. Who's going to sue Garmin next? I don't know. Cara's going to get a... Yeah, I think so. I don't know what we'll
sue them for something. We'll find something.
Yeah. But yeah, I will be interested if Cara, because maybe I'm in a bit of a echo chamber, but I think it's nowadays it's your Garmin or your Coros, aren't you? Who else for running? Who else are you going to go to for a watch?
Yeah, I think Sunto's the only one I can think of. I can't really think of
Yeah.
any others apart from
No.
the shit like Fitbits and Apple Watches, which
Yeah,
are not
yeah.
proper ones.
But if you're like for a dedicated running sports watch like Garmin or Coros, so Coros don't seem to have said anything in all of this, and I imagine there's a lot of crossover. Well, there is a lot of crossover between the features of both of those because they're both fucking running watches.
Hopefully they're working hard on making the charger better.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
better, and I will
exactly.
still continue to be.
Sort your own house out before going for Garmin. That's probably what they're doing there. They're too...
If anyone's got suggestions for how we can sue Garmin, please let us know.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll use your Patreon money to hire
Yeah, we will.
Well, I'd say a top lawyer.
Oh, God, no.
It'll probably just be my mate that's doing this.
Yeah.
That reads about law on Reddit that we'll actually hire. Next up, oh God. So Nike is bringing out what is essentially Reflexology shoes.
Oh. I'm going to get so cross at this.
Yeah, no.
I'm really
So
sorry.
this is launching. It's coming out in January 2026. So soon. Nike will be releasing Nike Mind shoes. And this is to help athletes tune into their bodies before competition or reset after it, blurring the line between performance gear and mindfulness tools. Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get through this. This is their first neuroscience-based footwear platform.
It's not science! Sorry, carry on.
Designed to stimulate sensory receptors in your feet and activate areas of the brain associated with focus, calm, and body awareness. The first two models, Mind 001 and Mind 002, feature 22 independent foam nodes bonded to a flexible layer that move like tiny pistons underfoot.
Now, I'm sure there are people listening who like a bit of reflexology. It makes their feet feel nice and it does something for them. Good for you, fine. It's not a science. It's not a real thing. There is no link between anything that... To try and say it's using neuroscience, it's not. There are no connections like that between your feet and your brain and your liver and your... anything like that. I'm sure it feels nice. I'm sure it feels lovely on your feet. And if you've got nice feeling feet, it makes you feel good. But
And maybe people have anecdotal evidence of how it might
yeah, of
have
course.
helped them, but to say that that's not science. Science is a
It's not.
separate thing. There's lots of things that people do that help them, complementary things that help them in their lives that aren't proven by science, and that's fine, but it's still not science.
No.
Like, you know, there's I take magnesium and to help me with my PMDD and stuff, and that isn't actually proven by science yet. There's some anecdotal evidence that it helps, but it's not science. You can't say, oh, that's the science, you know. I hate it when people say, oh, well, what's the science? It's like, no, something has to be proven. There has to be enough evidence to prove something for it to be science.
neuroscience-based footwear.
Oh,
And I'm sure they're very comfy. I'm sure they make you feel nice, and that makes your brain go, "Oh, this is nice. My feet feel nice." But no, I can't read these things. I get cross.
But also, mindfulness tool. Even if in a hypothetical, situation where this was proven to do those things, why are they developing mindfulness shoes?
Well, to help athletes tune into their bodies before competition or reset after it.
Yeah.
Just lay on the sofa eating crisps under a blanket like the rest of us.
I know. And they had in the article. They had some other stuff that was coming out. I was just like, it's just nonsense, isn't it? It's just so silly. It's absolute nonsense. You know, those shoes are going to cost hundreds of pounds. A lot of money.
Possibly more the point of these.
Yeah.
To get Nike some attention, to make some money.
Yeah. Ugh. And the poor bloody modern day slaves that are making the shoe. Let's not get those poor kids in those countries that are having to sew in individual nodes, making their job harder for 2p an hour.
Yeah.
Like, come on, think of them as well. Jesus. All right, we're going to get sued. No, we're not going to be saying we're going to get sued. It's true though.
That's why we need to sue first to make the money.
Yeah. Yeah, they can't sue us if it's true. Nike uses modern day slaves to make their garments. It's a fact. That is science. That is proven. We'll stop. Cut that.
Sure.
And then finally, this isn't really news in the sense there's articles about it, but just a general thing I'm seeing on social media. So we did talk about this in the podcast, didn't we? How Cardiff Half was moved to a ballot. Did we talk about this? I can't even remember. If you haven't listened or we didn't talk about it, Cardiff Half...
We don't know which.
Cardiff Half moved to a ballot system, which was obviously massive because... it's one of those races that people do year after year, and there's been people that have done it since its inception. It's a really popular race for a reason. You know, it's always well supported. People love that race. And for next year, they've moved to a ballot system. So, of course, that ruffled some feathers because, of course, people who've been doing it year after year are not happy. And then the results of those ballots came out whenever they came, very recently, wasn't it? And of course, people are kicking off because I think it was 1 in 5 people got in. I think 1 in 5 people who submitted to the ballot. Yeah, it is pretty good, but I think I don't know about all this because there's lots of big city races, which is what Cardiff Half is turning into, that have a ballot system. But at the same time, I understand how for local people who this is their local race, not getting in is a bit of a kick in the teeth when they've been supporting this race for years and years and years. I don't know whether there should be a system where if you're local, you get like what's the equivalent of like 2 entries or something like that. And I don't know how you'd work
reserved
that out.
Because there are actually reserved places for club runners, which I'm not sure I've seen on other ballots, and that's a good idea. Make sure the clubs that supported this race for years still get their places.
Yeah,
which is quite
I
nice.
think that. I think that is a good idea. It's. And then somebody was saying that it shouldn't have gone to a ballot because they don't sell out in less than 24 hours. And I don't know. I haven't entered Cardiff Half for a long time, so I'm not sure how long it takes.
They sold out in 12 hours a year ahead.
Okay.
Which is like clearly at that point that's bad. I did see people saying like, why can't I just be first come first serve like it's always done? Like, yeah, because it sells out in a couple of hours a year ahead, and that's just not a good thing. So I haven't seen reaction to this, but I just always think if someone gets rejected from a ballot and they don't like it, they need to get over themselves. It's a ballot. You probably won't get in. Go and do a different race. Sorry, that's just how it is. It's oversubscribed.
Yeah, and I think hopefully the positive out of this is that people will discover other local races that don't have a ballot that are, we could argue, better organised than Cardiff Half, where you're not just going to be sort of penned in with thousands and thousands of people. You know, so hopefully that happens. It was funny though because the Cardiff Half social media team, I don't know what they're doing, but I saw one of their stories and it was a meme. And it said something about like how they've been facing, and they use the term abuse from people for being rejected in the ballot. And I'm like, you know, abuse is a very strong word, but also you're a big race company, probably a bit unprofessional to be putting stuff like that on your social media.
I don't know. I think that's okay because I think from some things I haven't seen this particular, but I know that people are generally very abusive on social media because they can sit behind their phones and they can be very brave and say this is a disgrace, this is disgusting, fuck you, it's not fair. I think fair enough. You're going to call it out. I think tag some people in it. That's why I always think about this.
That's what
tag
it
some
comes
people.
across as, like, fight me in real life, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it just came across
John's bunch of numbers has said this about us. I don't think that's very nice, do you?
I think it was just a bit jarring because if it was a smaller race, I'd sort of be like, okay, it was just what's become like quite a big race
massive.
and enterprise for them to be putting stuff like that on their social media. I was a bit like, oh my goodness, okay, this is a bit. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're right. I think it needed to go to ballot because it was selling out so quickly, but also. Yeah, you can sort of see why people are kicking off about it as well.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's okay to be disappointed. It's like, it's you don't want it to go to a ballot because you've got in previously by being in early, by being organised, and you don't get in the ballot, and it's disappointing. Of course, it's disappointing, But if your reaction is to be abusive or to kick off or to complain based on yourself, like, I didn't get in, that means this isn't fair. That's the thing I always love about this. People saying, it's not fair, I didn't get in the ballot. Like, it's a ballot. It's literally as fair as it could be.
Yeah.
And just people complain based on themselves, not about the wider context of there's 100,000 people trying to get into this race, but I didn't get in, so it's not fair. If they had got in, they wouldn't have said it's not fair. And you just need to move on. Like, there are other races.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key thing here is there are there's loads of races going on in South Wales, the southwest of England, like loads of really great races. They're a lot cheaper, that you can sign up the week before and still get in and have a much friendlier atmosphere, so...
Yeah, bigger race isn't a better race. I know a lot of people like bigger races. They like that big atmosphere. They like running with 20,000 other people. But that's not everything running is. There's so many different things, so many different kind of elements and different types of races you can explore.
Yeah. Stuart, what have you got coming up next? Are you going to be abusing the Cardiff Half workers on social media because you didn't get in to the ballot?
No more than usual.
Okay.
But I will be doing a bit of volunteering next week. A race I did last year, the Tumbalum Terror. It's a local race to me. I really, really enjoyed it, so I'm going to go and volunteer there. I'm going to do that to let everyone know I'm a good person. I'm going to put it on social media. Look at me. I volunteered. Aren't I good? These races can't go on without volunteers, blah, blah, blah. So just to make everyone know,
Are you going to have your sound system? Are you going to have your sound system blaring?
No, I'm not going to be one of those.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to be... I'm just going to be like, parkrun volunteer evangelicals. Like, look at me, I'm volunteering. It couldn't happen without volunteers. Giving up my time so generously. So that's what I'm going to do, just to make sure everyone's heard that now, haven't they? Everyone's heard that I'm volunteering. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll mention it next week as well, just to make sure everyone knows. There's more cross country coming up, so I'll be doing that as well. And I probably should go to a physio based on what I said before, but I'd have to go somewhere. I'd have to make an appointment. I'd have to pay money. Yeah. No. And I probably need to go when my ankle isn't like swollen, because they would want to concentrate. No, I don't want to talk about the ankle. I want to talk about my toe, and it would get confusing. So I'll leave it for a bit, and it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah. How about you?
Not much. I'm just entering races at the moment rather than doing them. I've entered the new Pegasus race, the Bowham. Which sounds awful, doesn't it? Like Bowl. Very, very close to Bowl. Very close to Bowl.
Yeah.
The Bowham. So I think that's Border of Wales ultramarathon.
Oh, I didn't know what it was, because it didn't say anything. I thought it was just like bottom of Wales. I didn't really know.
Well,
Bowham.
they had two different routes, and one of them was actually a route that you had to vote for which one was going to be the route. And one of them pretty much went past my house, so I just voted for that one, even though I thought it was the weaker route. I thought, well, I won't have to travel so
bonus
far.
checkpoint.
Yeah, exactly. But it was the other one, of course, that got in, which is starts from Monmouth, and it looks like it's based on the Three Castles walk in Monmouth. It starts from Monmouth or near Monmouth. So I think that's about 20 miles. So I might try and do that in training. But yeah, it's a new Pegasus race. So I thought because I've done all of them. Well, half done one of them, 3/4 done one of them. But yeah, so it's a new one, and it's really close to where I live. It's like a half an hour drive away, so I thought
it's a lovely area, to be fair. That part of Monmouthshire. I was told someone who did that, basically has done that route before, went through one of the fields, and he said, and this guy that loves cows, he said there were 400 cows in there, and that was too many for him. Yeah. So best of luck with that.
Oh, well, to be fair, usually in Pegasus events, Reese, the race director, will ask the farmers, and they'll sometimes move the livestock to a different field. I very rarely have come in contact with cows when I've done Pegasus events, but there will be. It's a 30-mile race. If that needs to be a 40-mile race, I will train for a 40-mile race, and I will do a detour. I will not go through a field of cows. I forgot actually, and this just reminded me, when I was doing my route at Chepstow Wood the other week, some of it was like going out onto the road, and I got a bit lost at one bit of where I was supposed to go, and it was because this public footpath went up the side of somebody's house. So I was like running back and forth, and then this woman was outside, and she's like, "You okay?" I said, "Oh," and I spotted the public footpath, and I was like, "Oh, is that the footpath?" She's like, "Oh yeah." And I said, because I just chat to people, and I was like, "Oh, I've been getting a bit lost," and I said to her, "There's not a field of cows up there, is she?" And she's like, no. I just said, because I'd gone past some cows, but not through the field. So I said to this woman, there's not any cows up there. And she's like, no, there's no cows around here. I was like, oh, okay, because I'm really scared of cows. And I've just been past a field of cows that I didn't want to go through. And she's like, no, you'll be fine. And I went up and it was just woods everywhere. But it's like, this woman must have thought I was mad because it literally just went up into a wood. She's like, no, there's no cows in the woods. But yeah, I will not cross a field of cows. So yeah, so it's probably going to be quite hard to recce that.
So extra training needed for you then, is what we're saying.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to train for a 40, 50-mile race for that one. If needs be. That if I need to trespass again, I will. I'm just putting that out there to any farmers in the area. I will trespass. If you don't have cows on your land, I will trespass on your land to get through.
But remember, the white cows you're not allowed to kill.
No, they're sacred. We must not kill the white cows. So that's it. I've just been entering races. I've not actually been doing
one
anything. One race. Well, I've got quite a few lined up next year now. Like quite a few different. I've got the Lundy half marathon.
Well, of course, yeah.
You know what it's like when you sign up for the Lundy marathon, half marathon. You've got to sign up.
Oh no, you just get excited about crystalline granite. I know. We all do. We all get carried away. You have to sign
up for other races, and it just all spirals. Once you go Lundy, that's it. It just all spirals.
Once you go Lundy, you don't go Bundy.
Bundy.
I don't know.
Yeah. If you've enjoyed this bullshit, please visit runningisbs.com to see the show notes and links from this episode and the whole back catalogue, as well as links to our Patreon, merch stores, and social media.
And those. Bye.
Bye. Physio thought it was a stress fracture. Physio thought it was a stress. Oh my god! Why can't I say stress fracture?